What is up, everybody? Skratch here. Welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Now, I'm a bit late to the party with this champion spotlight, guys, but a lot of you asked me, Skratch, look into this champion. So first, I just want to give credit where it's due, guys. MTJ Jedi already made a video on this. I think he was the first one to showcase this champion. Big shout out to him. I will be leaving the link to his video in the pinned comments, guys, so make sure you head over and subscribe. He's an awesome dude. I do get along pretty good with Jedi, so definitely go and show him some love. He's an awesome dude. Now, I think he made a video from Neo's account. Neo and a bunch of you guys actually messaged me and was like, Skratch, you gotta look into this champion. Take this champion into Platinum Arena and see what this champion can do with the champions you have available, because I have access to many different champions. I have a very solid roster overall, so yeah, why not? Let's give it a go and have a look. We're gonna talk about a rare champion, guys. Now, I know a lot of people kind of put this champion better than Trunda. Let me tell you one thing. Whenever you're gonna see that, it's not true, okay? Nobody is dethroning Trunda as being the number one nuker in Arena, and Magnar being there as well. I think, like, they're connected. They're like best buddies. Trunda and Magnar, the king and the queen of Arena. They're definitely the strongest nukers at the moment for Arena. Now, this one right here, the rare champion that we're going to talk, she is very powerful as well. Before we move over to talk about that champion, guys, I just want to let you know, if you enjoy the music you hear in the video, I partnered up with Soundstripe, which is a royalty-free music library. So if you're a content creator, a music enthusiast, a fanatic like me, you want to listen to some different music from what you're hearing on the radio every single day, feel free to check them out. I will be leaving their links in the pinned comments and in the description down below. Plus, I can save you a 15% on checkout by using code Skratch. Now, we're going to talk about the pros, we're going to talk about the cons, and why would you use a champion like this? Like, I'm super endgame. You guys know my account. You've been seeing tons and tons of video from this account. How would I use this champion? Now, this video is going to be a guide on Marquess. She kind of sounds Spanish to me, guys. I'm not really sure how I'm saying her name. Demon Spawn faction, defense base, rare champion, spirit affinity. Now, one of the pros, defense base. Second pro, spirit affinity. It's kind of like the best affinity for Arena at the moment, guys. We don't really have so many magic champions in terms of revivers, strong defensive champions rather than nukers, you know what I mean? So it works just perfectly to deal with spirit, to deal with force. Awesome stuff. Now, what are the cons with her just by looking at her base stats, okay? Her base defense is low. Her speed is meh. These are the two things that I hate about the champion. But rather than that, I will explain you why I would personally use this champion on my account. And you're gonna see it from here on whenever you're watching my streams. And you know, I'm always switching my Arena teams when I'm fighting. I'm using tons of different teams in Arena, just so you guys can get an idea of what exactly is happening whenever I'm streaming on Twitch, guys. But I'm gonna replace my Ignatius from Arena with her, because I'm gonna put Ignatius in the Spider now. I don't have a Solus on my account. Now, I do think that Solus is the number one defensive nuker in the game, so defense-based nuker. I think Ignatius might be the second just because he has 2 AoEs, he has better stats overall, and she's the third in my opinion. So no Rogue, V6 and the rest, their multipliers are way too low compared to this champion or with the rest of them, okay? So we're gonna have a look at how this champion hits in this gear with these stats, and then I'm gonna take this gear back on Ignatius, and we're gonna see how hard Ignatius actually hits with the exact same gear. The stats, they're gonna be different because both of them, they have different base stats, they have different multipliers, but I just wanna give you an idea what's the damage difference. And we're gonna put a Magnar in there just to see that they're actually very equal in terms of damage, Magnar and her. Now, the only problem with this champion, another con, is that she needs weaken on the enemy team in order to deal this extra damage, okay? So that's one thing. On the A1, she has a low chance of landing attack down. On the A3, is actually pretty bonkers for a rare champion. 100% chance guaranteed on a 4-turn cooldown to land a freeze. Her aura is for faction crypts. Now, I will be using probably this champion for the rare spirit room. That's another pro. You can use her as a damage dealer for that secret room. You can even use her for faction wars as a damage dealer. Now, we don't really have many defense we don't really have many champions that land defense up on the Demon Spawn faction. Correct me if I'm wrong, I cannot recall any of them right now just by thinking. It might be one, but honestly, I can't remember any of them. Now, that's what we have in terms of kit there, guys, in terms of skills. These are the total stats that I have on her on a Savage set and a Speed set. 40k HP, 4.6k defense, full crit rate, 226 crit damage. Now, the main idea is it's super hard to get high defense on her because her base defense is so low. If she would have had 200 more defense, guys, on her base, she would have been insane, honestly. I'm not even joking, I'm not exaggerating when I'm telling you that. She is very powerful, you're gonna see in a second. Masteries, that's kind of what I have on her. Tier 6, I have Hammer Smasher, typical Nuker Masteries. I have Defense 3, Counter Attack here. I just wanted to get a bit more defense on her. Let's take her in for a spin just so you guys can have an idea on what exactly she can actually do. I have a Defense Ring, Crit Damage Amulet, Defense Banner, Crit Damage Gauntlet, Defense Chest Piece, Defense Boots. That's the weapon, the helmet, and of course the shield. Fully booked. Let's see what she can actually do in terms of damage. And then we're gonna bring Ignatius and Magnar in the exact same location. Okay, so if we go straight to the dragon, we're gonna go on stage 23 Void. So we're gonna give it a go here, okay? Actually, let me take Magnar out first. Let's give it a go like this. I'm gonna have defense down and weaken, and I'm gonna have defense up. Another one of the cons with her, she needs defense up, okay? So if you guys have a Magnar, you're not gonna need to build this champion, okay? For arena. You might want to build her for the secret room, but if you have a Magnar, honestly, she's not gonna do anything better than Magnar, okay? So check out the damage. Bang! Stage 23 one-shotting. Look at that, man. Look at that, okay? That is crazy. Now, if we bring in Magnar in here, okay? You're gonna see that they are very equal in terms of damage. So what that means that, how I specified, this champion is not for everyone. If you have a Magnar, I would personally suggest don't bother to level her up, okay? Magnar, he doesn't need defense up. He doesn't need anything. He doesn't get affected by defense down from Umadan series. He doesn't get affected if somebody strips the buffs from him, right? With the other champions, if you're losing the buffs, they deal less damage. It's the same situation with Tranda or the rest. But check this out. Magnar. Bang, okay? He actually didn't hit as hard as her by the looks of it. Which is fine. He is on Savage set. I'll show you the stats right now. So Magnar is on Savage set and a Speed set. And these are his total stats, okay? So he's more powerful in terms of build compared with her. Like 91k HP, 260 crit damage on Savage. But she hits pretty hard. I just wanted to kind of give you an idea that it's not about the gear. A lot of people that are usually saying this, no offense, oh, every champion hits hard because you have that gear on them. No, it's not true. So when you're saying that, I would immediately assume that you don't really know what you're talking about and you're just saying it because you wanna join the conversation, which is fine. It's not true. A lot of champions don't hit hard regardless what gear you give them, you know? And you're gonna see when a good champion hits hard, he's gonna perform like this. Now, let's do another run with her, just so you guys can get an idea before I bring in Ignatius. And then we're gonna do a couple of fights in arena, guys, to try and attack some strong teams in there, okay? So we're gonna go on full Oro. She's gonna use the right skill, hopefully. Bang. That's a lot of damage from a rare champion, man. I'm gonna put this gear on Ignatius and I'll be right back in a second. Now, that's Ignatius in the exact same gear she had. Of course, not the accessories, but everything else is the exact same thing. In terms of masteries, we have the exact same thing. And what's the difference in terms of stats? Of course, the stats are much higher. He has a slightly bit more HP, a bit more speed because he has a better base speed. But he has like 1k plus more defense because his base defense is much better overall. Now, let's see what can this champion do instead of her when we're talking about the exact same stage. What's his damage with the best skill with the highest multiplier from him, right? So we're gonna take her out of there and let me quickly find him. I can't remember when was the last time I used him. There we go. And I'm gonna go with the exact same aura. Now let's have a look and see. The good part about him is that he has 2 AoE attacks. She only has 1, but is on a 3-turn cooldown. Ignatius has very long cooldowns, right? So let's see. This is the most hard-hitting skill from his kit, okay? So let's see what we're getting from him. In terms of damage, slightly less damage than she does, and he has 1+K more defense, okay? So that's just to give you an idea of what it means to run that rare champion. How I specified, yes, pros and cons. Now, I want to show you quickly something in terms of multiplier. So we have her right here, guys. And she has like this, 4.6 plus 3, okay, if she gets weakened. That's another con with her. If you don't have weaken, you're kind of screwed, okay? She's not going to deal as much damage, so the rest of the champions are much better overall because they are not dependable of this. But if you have weaken, it's a 7.6 multiplier, guys, okay? Which is pretty hardcore on that skill. We have 6.5 on the single target A3 and a 5 on the A1. For Ignatius, we have a 5.6 on the A3. We have a 4.9 on the A2 and a 3.8 on the A1. So overall, her multipliers are like 2 points higher if we have weaken. That's pretty solid. On Solus, he has 4.9 on the A3, 1.8 on the A2, and 2.8 on the A1. Now his Void Affinity, his base defense is like 400 plus is 400 plus higher than her base defense. So overall, Solus will make up for that multiplier just by ranking up his defense, and he's the number one for sure. Now in terms of utility, Ignatius will come second, and in my opinion, she's gonna be like the third best defense Nuker in the game so far. I've tested her quite a bit. I tried her on the test server. I actually recorded one of these videos before. I never uploaded. I still have it on the side. I actually built 2 of them, one of them with no Savage, etc. But I didn't put a video. I wanted to put it one day, but then Ash literally released the video on the same day. So I was like, you know what? I'll wait a few more days and I'll drop afterwards the video. And I'm going to test her on the actual server in-game where I can actually take her in Platinum Arena and do some proper fights. That being said, let's jump over to Arena and see what we can do with her there. When we're running this champion in Arena, guys, we kind of need to have that weaken, okay? So sometimes we're not going to have defense down because I'm going to play her with Ryan the Conjurer, okay? Sometimes I'm going to play her with different champions. So you do need to have a champion to give you that defense up for Arena. It's kind of mandatory in order to get higher damage. But if you don't have one, you don't need a Sifi. You can have a different champion that buffs defense up. You can have an Elton. You can have many other champions that land defense up, you know. Iron Brago, for example. Of course, you won't be able to play against every single sort of team like that. With Sif is more versatile. We're going to have Kaimar to strip the buffs and reset her skills. That's not the only thing that we're going to do. Now, because I have no threat like Warlord in here, I'm actually going to bring a Lydia. I just hope that I'm going to have enough accuracy on my team, on Lydia, to be able to debuff this, okay? So, let's go over like this. And like this, I'm going to have defense down and weaken, you know? If I have a Warlord, it's a bit scary to bring in Lydia to go after Kaimar, because she's literally going to wake up everybody, and that can cause me a bit of a problem, you know? But like this, they should be taking the turn, at least some of them, in front or before. Okay, so we got resisted on that Duchess, unfortunately. Now let's see, without defense down and weaken, what sort of damage we're going to deal on her. We're not going to deal crazy damage, especially that we have Ursaga and no weaken on her. So that's a bit of a problem here. But hey, we're kind of expecting for that to happen, while the rest of the team just got insta-melted, okay? So we're going to do that. We're going to let her do whatever she wants. If she even has a chance, no way, okay? So we actually wrecked that team in that format. Let's try to look for a different sort of team that's kind of like similar, but we don't really have a Warlord. I kind of want to use Lydia for a couple of more fights, and then we're gonna take her just with Ryan the Conjurer without having defense down, so you guys can have an idea of what exactly she can do for you. Okay. Okay, that might be a bit fast. We have a Rotos. You know what? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. I'm gonna have to manual anyway to sleep. I just hope that Rotos is not gonna kill her, because he's gonna go straight for her. Okay. So she got the turn. She didn't, okay? And Rotos didn't either. She got resisted again, that Duchess, man. Jesus. Cheese, Luis. Okay. Okay, weak hit on Rotos. That's fine. So he's getting his turn. Extra turn. No, no, no. Don't go crazy, Rotos. Calm down there, please. Okay, give me that defense up. So those Duchesses, they get resisted. Weak hits on Rotos as well. So if you're going against Magic Champions, she's definitely not the best choice there, you know. Okay, that's down. We gotta find the Duchess that's not gonna get resisted on our Lydia, you know. She does have pretty decent accuracy, man. 500 accuracy should be more than enough for a team like this that doesn't have a resistance lead, at least on Duchess. This team right here seems like maybe, just maybe, is not gonna have insane resistance. So let's give it a go here and see. We have a Vogot in there, so it can actually heal. We have a Mountain King. It's kind of like a pretty big threat for it. But because we have a Spirit Champion, the threat goes down. So he's gonna go straight for my Kaimar. When you have Tranda, it's pretty risky because he's gonna kill Tranda if we don't manage to one-shot him. And if the Swift Parry procs on the rest or reaction, it's pretty annoying to deal with them like that, you know. Yes, okay, Sifi, somehow she had block debuffs from Masteries when that sleep expired, which is fine. We're gonna give it a go like this. Okay, Swift Parry proc on them. We rag the rest of the champions. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Okay, you revive, do your thing. That doesn't matter. Bang. 31 seconds. Easy clap. So honestly, she's definitely not a bad champion. I'm surprised that it took us so long to find this champion, to see that she actually deals so much damage. I know she doesn't have the best base stats overall, but she's definitely not a champion to sleep on. Now, let me bring a bit different sort of champions in the team and see how we can actually play this out. So I'm actually gonna go for this one like this, okay? We have everything set. Ryan the Conjurer, guys, you know what the champion does. Strips buffs and lands weaken, okay? So why would I want to run a team like that, okay? Why would I want to run Ryan the Conjurer and not bring a champion that has defense down and weaken? Because you've seen what can happen. So for example, I'm going to hit them. Swift Parry is going to proc or stuff like that. I'm not going to be able to remove it. Kaimari still has the A2 on a 2-turn cooldown again till he's able to get it. Then I can actually strip the buffs. If Sifi lands defense up or if anything like that goes wrong, I actually have the second stripper, so that helps the team a lot. Guarantees me that I'm going to be able to win the fight, you know. If we're going against this team, now I don't have a defense down here. We have a Ursa guy as well, so I'm not sure how good is this gonna play. We have that Lion who can be a threat for us, you know. And reaction procced. That's actually pretty badass. Look at the damage that we dealt on them. You see? Look at this example. Bang, guys, you see? That's what I was talking about. Even though that happened, bang, we've still managed to do it, you see? That's what I was trying to tell you. Now, I'm not sure if we're gonna win the fight. I let it go on auto, and we're gonna see exactly what's gonna happen. But I think the Lion is gonna clap us. He's a bit more tricky than the rest of the Nukers when we're going with a team like this, you know, because he has that skill and passive that make him immune to sleep. But you've seen what it means to run double stripper. That was kind of like a thing. We lost it, doesn't matter. We're not here just to show you victories, guys. We're here to show you what the champion can do. And honestly, I am pretty happy with the damage we can get out of it. Now, I'm not sure if I attack that team. I doubt it. I want to find another Duchess, you know. Look. Oof, she's gonna be dangerous here. She's gonna clap me. I think I'm a bit scared to go against that team. Yes, I think it's wiser not to go against that team, because I'll be getting clapped there. One more refresh. Let's see what other team we can find. No Hegemons, because we don't want to see any of them. This one right here, we have a Candy. It seems like it's gonna be a pretty tanky team. I'm gonna give it a go if we're gonna win. I'm not sure. We're not gonna have defense down, guys. So here would have been better to bring in Lydia, for example, you know. Look at that damage, man. That's actually super solid, honestly. Look at that damage. Bang, again. Bring the revive. It doesn't matter. That doesn't stop us. Bang. 20 seconds with a rare champion, guys. and I took the gear from my Ignatius, literally the exact same gear, and gave it to her. Now, my final thoughts. I'll be using my Ignatius now in the Spider team for a resistible HP burn with Cisia. That's gonna make my team run a bit faster. And she's gonna be my new defense nuker for Arena, guys. Now, if you have a Magnar, honestly, it's no point to build her only if you want her for the secret room. Rather than that, for faction wars as well, she can be pretty good. They're kind of from the same faction as well, so they can help each other there to deal damage. If you have a Soulless, probably again, no point to waste resources on her unless you really want to have fun with a rare champion. That's kind of like my final thoughts with the champion, guys. I've told you the pros, I've told you the cons. She is not better than Tranda, she's not better than Magnar because of all the reasons why that I explained you during the video. But that was all for this video, guys. Much love, appreciate all of you guys watching. Peace.